Welcome to the Real Turf Techs podcast for the technician that wants to get real. Follow along as we talk to industry professionals and address hot topics that we all face. Along the way, we'll learn tips and tricks. I'm your host, Trent Manning. Let's have some fun. We're a little early, but we'll go ahead and get started. So these microphones, you got to hold them a little
real close to your mouth.
Yeah, pretty close to your mouth, and you don't have to yell or anything. Just talk in your normal voice. Welcome to the Real Turf Techs podcast. Are you a sound guy, JR? Go ahead. Yeah, turn it up. Yeah, Colby, let Colby over there. He'll figure it out. Oh, yeah, you'll figure it out. I'm sure it is. Sure, it's a simple mixing board.
Got somebody for everything here.
That's right. We do. That's what mechanics do. We fix stuff. Doesn't matter what it is. All right. After this rambling rampage, I'm going to do it one more time. Welcome to the Real Turf Techs podcast, coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona at the trade show 2024. And I'm sitting here with Jagger, and I know Jagger so well, I don't even know his last name. What's your last name, Jagger?
Last name's Maddock.
Maddock. Very nice to meet you. Jagger works with J.R. Wilson at Noyac, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Is this your first time attending show?
Yeah, this is my first time here at the show. I'm learning a lot, seeing a lot. It's been great so far.
What kind of classes have you taken?
I took the Cut Line is King class first day, so I learned a whole lot about cutting. It's all that. I'm still new to it, so I got a much better understanding now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then what was the one I did yesterday? I can tell you right now. Understanding mowing technology and mowing technology, quality of cut, and after cut appearances.
All right. Yeah. Was that Jim Nedden?
Yep, that was Jim.
Who's more impressive, Jim Nedden or Mike Rollins?
I think Mike definitely kept everybody's attention a little better. He was really fast talking, keeping everybody.
Yeah. He's so energetic. Yep. But I've listened to Nedden several times. He's good too. I mean, they both have really good information to share.
Yeah, Jim had a lot to say and a lot to teach.
Yeah,
I learned a lot from him, definitely. Yep.
And a guy like him, he's been doing it forever.
Yeah.
You know, he worked at a Toro distributor, then he worked at Toro, and then he started consulting. So really good stuff. Any other education other than that?
Oh, I'm working on the Penn Foster program through, who was that through? Yeah, the Penn Foster program. So I'm doing a small engines course right now. And then once I'm done with that, I'll be doing a GCSAA cutting unit class.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yep.
So let's talk about that program because JR was kind of filling us in the other night. And it's through Penn Foster online, right? So it's an online program.
Yeah. So I'm the first one going through it right now. It was it's like the 2-part program. They have Penn Foster, which does all the small engine side of it. So you go into all the fuel systems, all the maintenance side of it for engines and everything.
Thank y'all for coming, guys. Appreciate it. He's staying. All right. That's great. I just love picking on people and giving people a hard time.
I haven't gotten to the GSA part yet for cutting units, but I'm looking forward to it.
But yeah, you say one day you go to the mailbox and you got a carburetor.
Yeah, carburetors. I get home from work, there's a box on the table for me, and there's a carburetor, a little mini adjustable wrench, and a screwdriver. And I didn't remember ordering it. I take the papers out. I guess Penn Foster sent me all of it. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, well, what'd you have to do to the carburetor?
I didn't do anything with it yet because I'm taking a little break from it. I got half the program done in 2 weeks, so that was doing it for a couple hours every night, getting through it. So I wanted to just take a week before I come to the show, get my ducks in a row before I come out here. Then I'll probably get back into it when I get home.
Awesome. How long have you worked with JR?
So I started in 2020. Summer of 2020 was my first summer there. I worked that summer, and then through my vocational program through my high school, in the mornings every day I would go to another vocational school about next town over 20 minutes from my school, and they have an internship program there where Tuesdays and Thursdays, instead of going to the vocational school, you go to work.
Okay,
and you still get the credit for the class. You get paid to go to work. So
that's awesome.
It's great.
That's so cool. Yeah. Yep. And as much as I make fun of JR, I love him. He's such a good guy.
Yeah.
Help anybody, do anything. And I know he's spoiling you with the amount of tools he has in his shop.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. I got to start buying my own soon.
It's a slippery slope.
Yep. I'm going to end up like him with 10 Snap-on boxes soon. So
yeah. and then you'll be paying the tool man
Oh, yeah.
$100 a week for the
Yep.
rest of your life. You know,
Never
that's what
escape
you're
it.
signing up for the
Yeah.
rest of your life.
Yeah.
Have you, I know it's early, it's 12 o'clock on Wednesday. The trade show floor opened at 10. Have you been able to see anything yet?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot. So, I mean, obviously it's my first time here, so there's a lot to see. It's a little
Yeah, yeah.
overwhelming, but
Yes.
I've just been going around seeing everything, seeing a lot of cool people, a lot of cool new tech.
What's the coolest thing you've run across so far?
I gotta say it's probably the electric Pro over at Toro's booth. That was pretty
Oh,
cool.
is it like full size Sandpro?
Yeah, it's a full size lithium Sand Pro.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is it robotic or just lithium?
I don't think it's robotic yet. I'm sure there's plans for
Yeah.
that, but they're getting there.
Well, I sat in a robotics class for a little while yesterday, and the guy was talking about robotic, like autonomous bunker rake.
Okay.
Go in the bunkers, and
Yep.
you know, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool because
Yeah. Get all the bunkers raked before anyone gets in the morning. You're done.
yeah, and who likes raking bunkers?
Yep.
I mean, nobody, right? Anybody in the crowd like raking bunkers? Nope. No show of hands here.
I don't know. The
I know
couple
this is a
times I did
podcast,
it,
but-
I didn't mind it. It was
Yeah, it
like
was
one of those Zen
satisfying.
table things, kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that a couple
Yeah.
times.
Doing it every
but-
day though, I'd probably get sick of it pretty
Right.
fast.
Well, very good.
Yeah.
Who wants to come up here next?
He wants to come next.
JR
Yep.
does? All right.
Yeah,
come on.
he's coming up next.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Trent. I really appreciate it.
Yes. No, thank you so much. Appreciate it too.
Definitely.
It was awesome. So now I'm sitting here with JR Wilson.
How you doing, Trent?
Man, you sound a lot more northern New York on the microphone.
I do.
Yeah, than you do.
There you
like,
go.
talking to you in person.
I guess so. I guess
yeah.
that maybe
Yeah.
maybe I put my deep voice on.
There you go. Yeah. What education have you done this week?
Well, we did a little bit of cut line, and then I did tips and tricks with you.
Oh,
Sat in your class, and that
Yeah.
was great.
that was the best
And
class you attended all week.
definitely,
I know.
definitely was.
Good.
I learned so much.
Yeah.
Actually, I took a bunch of tips. I got a couple of good ones I'm going to
Good
work
deal.
on. And then I taught my class with Cory Phillips. We did what you can learn in the shop, basically with technology. So we did
Okay.
that class, and it went well. It was pretty good.
Yeah, what's some of the highlights on?
Well, we talked
what you
about
can
some QR code stuff. You know,
Mhm.
different things that you can do with a QR code. Like it's endless. So I mean, you could go down a bunch of different ways with it. You can use it for taking videos, or you can use it for, for tire pressures and stuff like that. So the guy knows, so you can hit the QR code and see that there's a tire pressure, and once you put in the tire, so if you're not there,
Right,
you're not chasing you around and not waiting for you to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what something with Cory was doing. I'm using it for my parts room, basically to show pictures, so everybody can see a picture and you look at it and you can see what's going on in the picture.
right.
So that's a cool one that I was doing. And then JC,
I know him too.
yeah, and then we talked about that, and then we talked about 3D printers a bit. Some of the stuff that with the 3D printer that's going to translate into the stuff coming up. So if you can run a 3D printer with the stepper motors and the code, how that's going to work with the new machines once they go autonomous. So if you get working with a 3D printer, that you actually will be ahead of the game in your shop for when this autonomous stuff comes in, and you know how to kind of it works.
Yeah. So do they kind of work off of like same G code?
Yeah, it's a G code. Basically, you take like most of us cheat. We go to Thingiverse
Yeah.
and we grab a thing and we put it in, and then you put it into the software, and it goes into a slicer, and it slices it, and then it turns it into G code, and then it takes it and puts it into the machine, and it runs the stepper motors, and every point basically on that stepper motor is telling it. It's just like the same as like an electric reel mower right now, or electric anything like that, but it's going to change, and you're going to see that it's going to go when we go to autonomous and the mowers are out there going.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how it's going to work. So if
Okay.
you take that 3D printer and put it into concept, if you can think about it that way, it's just a good way to think about it.
Yeah. You're just telling it to go to XY here, XY there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's that makes
just
a
that
lot
was
more
kind
sense.
of the stuff that we were talking about. And
Yeah,
then with
yeah.
just different technology, like using ring cameras for like watching projects and stuff. Like if you're doing something at night, like we had epoxy floors done in our shop, and it was a kind of a cold storage building, but I needed to get it to keep it hot. So I needed the turbo heaters to run through the night, but I was worried about it having an issue. So I put Ring cameras on them. So in the middle of the night, I can wake up and check them to make
Okay,
sure. And then I
yeah.
had that hooked to an electric plug that you could shut it off. So those kind of things like that. So you could
Yeah.
Wi-Fi plug, shut it down in case there was a problem, but stuff like that.
Yeah, no, very cool. And yeah, what were you talking about with the QR code? Y'all were going to do like operator training?
Yeah, I kind of want to do some operator training videos with the QR codes. I'm working on it. I'm not there yet, but I want to take a video. So when you click on it, the gentleman, like your operator, can go. He can lift up tells him how to lift the hood up, pull out the dipstick, how to check the oil, where the level is, how to wash the machine off properly, what to watch out for. Don't stick your finger in there, things like that.
Yeah,
So
all that
people
stuff.
don't lose fingers. That's what we were talking about the other day. I think we were at the round table where everybody was talking about losing digits. So
No. Yeah. How was the equipment manager roundtable?
that was great. That was a really good time, and it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of good people there. A lot of great
yeah.
technicians. I think you said there was like over 1,000 years of experience in the room.
Well,
you know what I mean? If you think
just-
just on the low end, if you think about it, how many people were there and what was there? I think it was just incredible. And the topics were good,
Okay,
topics, and
yeah.
I think there was some good discussion about it. Of
Yeah.
course, when you go around, everybody at the first table usually has the most, and then as we go through, but we were squirreling out a little bit, so it was working.
Well, no, it was
Yeah.
good. And like you said, it was a super fun time. I mean, it's a good group of guys and gals, and I mean, we all enjoy doing the same thing. We all do it a little different. We're
But at the end
passionate
of the
about
day,
what
the
we do.
best thing is that we all laughed and we had fun and we could make fun of each other. And everybody could take a joke. That's
Yeah.
what's so good about this industry.
Yeah.
You can take a joke. If you can take a joke, you can hang with us. You know what I mean?
right.
That's what's so much fun.
That's all
So,
it takes, being
yeah.
able to take a joke. And I'm sure we'll have plenty
Yes.
as this
As
hour
it
as
goes.
this hour continues. You seen anything cool on the trade show floor?
I think my biggest thing is I just came around the corner and I saw this drone behind me, and I kind of want to go check that out. I
Okay.
think that's really pretty cool. It's a drone that has a tank on it, and you can spray your greens with it.
Oh, no way.
So yeah, I want to check that out. I think I'm a big drone guy, so that thing is like a kid in a candy store, So I got to go check it out. But I'll go check
Awesome.
that out. That's the biggest thing I saw right now is that.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I'm excited to get around the show floor and see what all's out there. Anybody want to come up next? Yeah, you want to come up here? No, you sure? You waiting on your sons? All right. Yeah, anybody. It doesn't matter. Who?
Thank you very much, Trent.
Yeah. Thank you, JR. Appreciate it.
What's happening, Trent?
Up next, John Borsos.
Hey, good job.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's
Did
very
I
good.
get it
Yes,
right?
yes.
Dang.
How many times
So-
did you listen to it today?
Actually, I hadn't listened to it any, but I have to tell this story since John's sitting up here. Every time on the podcast, what did I usually call you?
I can't even tell you how you say it. I mean,
I've
it's
said
pretty
it
bad.
like 20 different ways, and it's never been correct. So John texted me one day and with a self video saying Borsos.
You have to do it sometimes.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to get it right here. But yeah. So what kind of education you've had?
Did the
This
Cut
week.
Lines King with, pretty much
Yep.
the whole crew.
Yep.
We did our shop solutions. I think it was the same day, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
I think so.
I
I can't, or they'll kind of blend into each other. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
towards-
Monday. Yeah.
yeah.
Monday afternoon.
And did the round table yesterday.
Okay.
Did the Melrose breakfast with the alumni and the Melrose class,
Yeah.
which is always a good time talking to them people. It's a good program.
For sure. Yeah. And if you don't know about Melrose, let's tell the listeners about Melrose a little bit. How do you get involved with the Melrose?
You have to
scholarship?
apply. I think it was around September. I think they open up their applications. You apply, and Ken Melrose, I guess the Melrose Foundation,
Mhm.
brings 5 superintendents, 5 equipment managers, mechanics. They get all access to the education, the trade show. Obviously, they have set schedules for them, but they can kind of move around, I guess, some things.
Mhm.
But it's a great program to bring people that might not be able to get to the show on their own. That's how I got here first. Was like, I mean, I was coming, but it helped a lot to get me to San Diego in 22.
Oh yeah.
Cause like I said, you don't have to worry about your flights, your hotel, even the food is pretty much covered. They have you doing a lot of stuff, but it's very educational. Um, and hopefully it sparks some people that are in the program to keep coming back. And that's why I come back, is because it's a great association to be a part of with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
GCSAA,
Oh,
let
yeah.
alone like a Melrose family, with the Melrose Academy. So
Yeah.
it's good.
And the real turf techs
Oh, the real
community
turf
that's
techs, yeah, you just,
sitting right here too. I mean, this is an awesome group. Thank you all for being
Yeah.
here for sure. And the one standing in the back and not paying attention, it's awesome they're here too, you know? But it's great group of people, and I think all of them. Yeah. So anything else on Tuesday?
networked and,
Yeah.
seen some people.
Any good spots to eat?
Huh. Uh, they're all expensive and
Yeah.
they're way more fancy for my palate than
Yeah.
I'm a steak and potato type of guy, and
Right.
there's stuff on there I don't even know how to pronounce. I'm like, oh, we'll try it. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But definitely like anytime we come to the trade show, like reservations are a good idea. Seems like there's a lot of places, but not that many places to eat.
Yeah, and I've heard that from a few others around that there's not enough places to eat
Yeah, it's
because I think there's 12,000 people here from GCSAA, and we're all trying to go eat at the same time.
yeah.
So these restaurants get filled up pretty quick, and it's hard to find a place. And last night we went 10 minutes north, north of here, and it was still a 30-minute wait.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a fun time so
Yeah.
far.
Well, what'd you see on the trade show floor?
Stopped over, seen Mark and told him sorry for his son-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
fake.
Yep.
But he's good. He's a good sport. Mark's a good guy. But stopped seeing Hector. Is I can't remember the name of it, cutting unit stand, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel bad for not knowing the exact name. Stopped and seen the Baroness guys. Haven't hit too many places. Toro is always packed, so I kind of wait to go later.
Yeah.
Just try to catch up with all my reps and tell them sorry, money ain't there yet.
Yeah. Does the money ever show up?
This year's bad,
Yeah.
real bad.
Yeah.
From what I hear is September, maybe.
Right.
But-
And then you can order it and wait 2 years to get
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a whole
So-
nother story.
state of the industry.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully one day we're back to 6 weeks, and that's all parts
yeah.
too.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But
Who's next? Thank you, John. I appreciate you being up here. Yeah. Come on.
hey, Trent.
Yep. Welcome, Brian Harper.
Yep.
And so I want to be really honest with you here. I'm so proud of you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I am. I think I first met you in the Carolinas,
Correct.
and you were kind of telling me your story, and we don't have to go into that, but
No.
I mean, it was really good to hear, and how much the podcast has helped you not feel so alone.
Yeah, I thought I was all alone in this world.
Right.
Yeah.
That you're the only one doing the things. And anyway, I feel terrible. I have not had you officially on the podcast, and I want you to officially be on the podcast.
I would love to.
Yeah. So we'll line it up. We'll set it up.
And of course, my story is similar to most,
Yeah.
except I have a different path there generally. But yeah. And John Bortos was talking about the Melrose experience, which is how I got here to Orlando last year.
Yeah.
Applied for that, achieved that honor, which is great. And they invite you back to the breakfast, and we did that. And I really am glad that I'm a part of that community. I've made some really good friends. We keep in touch with our own WhatsApp group,
Okay.
just
awesome.
our Melrose group.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
love
really
it.
fun and really rewarding.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's so good. So what education you got this week?
So I did Mind Over Matters. It's funny. It kind of starts out like a joke. A therapist, a doctor, and a superintendent walk into a bar, right?
Right.
So that was an amazing class.
Yeah. Okay.
An amazing. If anybody gets a chance to do that with Key Dunning, and peat grass. And Stacy is her name. I can't remember her last name, the RM, but it's an amazing experience, and it'll shed a lot of light on a lot of things for a lot of people.
Okay.
It was cool.
That's awesome.
I snuck into their second class the next morning just to watch that. Yeah. And then did the interactive tour at Phoenix Country Club and saw the autonomous mowers and those things.
Yeah.
That was cool.
What all did they have there? Just autonomous mowers?
And then they have a new. There was a company there that does course mapping and stuff for you from the air with drones and show you infrared where you're dry, where you're wet, all those things.
Okay.
And then we did Foley. Foley was the sponsor,
Yeah.
and so then we were looking at their grinders and getting even though I got the orange ones. Tried to get the blue ones. My company said, no, we're getting the orange ones.
Yeah.
So, but what else? The education, I don't know. I have to look on the back of my thing.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
Were you at the round table?
Yes, I went to the round table yesterday.
Yeah.
That was fun. I liked that last year, too. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
More production value last year. You know, yeah, in Orlando, you were up on the big stage. They had lights going. They had television cameras.
Yeah, John made the picture, GIF, whatever it was.
What I couldn't remember is going to Cory and JR's class yesterday. Awesome.
Okay.
What you can do with today's technology.
Yeah.
Really cool, really good. A lot of real information.
Yeah, eye-opening.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I, I've told you before through email or conversation, not the most technologically savvy. Did I say that right? Yeah. Savvy guy in the world. And in the twilight of my career, quote unquote, I need to be, because that's where it's going. Yeah. And I'm trying to embrace that as much as I can and learn. I just bought my first laptop a few months ago. I've bought plenty of laptops. I got two kids, 23 and 20.
Right.
Yeah, but my first
for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. And good on you for wanting to embrace it.
Right.
Because, no
choice.
The alternative is not good.
Yeah.
It's either get with the times or move on. That's great. So you seen anything on the trade show floor?
I just got here. I met my friend Matt Dell from our Melrose experience at Matt's Big Breakfast this morning.
Okay.
Had a long night with John Deere at Top Golf.
Did he cook you breakfast?
No.
No. It wasn't Matt.
We ordered it out. Yeah. It just happened to be his namesake, I guess.
Okay. All right. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I haven't had a chance to get on the floor here yet. So.
Okay. Yep. I spent just a little time out there. Went by the Foley booth, checked that out. I heard JR had already been by there, the Foley booth, and checking out the bed knife grinder, playing his design was better. But anyway, anything else?
It's just good to see everybody. Chris Whitaker, John.
Yeah.
Meeting Jagger and Colby here.
That's exciting. Get some young blood in the room.
Jordan from Nebraska. And,
there he is. He's back there.
Yeah. And Russ, my guy Russ from Montana. And then obviously Brian Epplin. He's my guy. I love Brian. He's gone, but
I was going to say, I don't see Brian anymore.
He got up. Yeah.
Peaced out.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next? Chris will do it. Thank you, Brian.
How's it going, Trent?
Yep. Welcome, Chris. Hyman. Had him on before recently.
Yeah.
And that was a really good episode. So
I freaked out about it. I called you three times. How bad my anxiety kicked in, my OCD kicked in, and
when we can say it since he's not out here. If he was out here, I would still say it. But Daniel, what was his name? He was at y'all's table. Dan Williams? Yeah. We recorded an interview, and I was like, oh, that was great. That was good. And he texted me the next day. He's like, let's do it again, man. I want to do it again. That was terrible. I just want to do it again.
I was that close.
Yeah.
I called you those 2 times, and I'm like, I almost asked you to pull it down. And I was like, no.
Yeah,
and then it came out, and I was like, wow, he made me sound smart.
No. Anyway, with Dan, we done it. We recorded the next one, and I don't think it was any better than the first, but, whatever.
Yeah.
Made him happy. I'm here to please.
Yep.
No, thank you for being a guest. Thank all y'all. I think pretty much everybody here, besides Colby and Jagger, has been on the podcast, and
that'd be a good episode. Get these young guys coming up. You said you're in Delhi? Yeah. So I went to Delhi. So I,
Okay. Very cool. Yeah.
go Broncos.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm enjoying it here. This year's class of Melrose Equipment Manager Experience has been phenomenal. That's how I got here.
Mm-hmm.
For those that are listening that have not been, fill it out. Take advantage of it. It's been jam packed, meet and greets. Met the Rhett. I met all the guys on board at GCSAA, and they've been phenomenal. Mishka, I don't know how that girl does it. She keeps everything going straight.
Yeah.
I think I said it right, Mishka or
Yeah.
Mishka.
No, it's Mishka.
But no, it's been fun.
And for the listeners that don't know, that is Austin Wright's mother. And
Yes.
Austin Wright was at Sand Valley. Another EM. He's been on the podcast. He was at Sand Valley for many years, and he just moved on to Hazeltine, working with Chris Trittabaugh.
Nice.
So exciting times for him. Yeah. So when do you sign up? John was saying around
it was
September?
around August. I mean,
August, September.
you guys started tweeting it out and putting it out as soon as it got released. I actually got encouraged from the WhatsApp group.
Oh, okay.
And to do it, just say, everybody kept on putting it up there, do it. And I actually went home to my wife, and I'm not a good writer. So I incorporated my my editor-in-chief, which is my wife, and she knows how I think, and she helped made me sound smart. As I always say, when I ran a course, I had her do my newsletters review. I would write them first, and then she goes, all right, let's get proper grammar. We homeschool, so she does that part of it.
Right.
I do the practical side. I bring the kids to the golf course. We tear apart an engine or bring my daughter's car in.
That's cool.
We just did an oil pan change on her car, and I got her underneath there, 20 years old, wrenching it.
I love it.
So she works at a golf course. I'm trying to encourage her to come to our side.
Yeah.
She's mechanical, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, that would be really sweet. And I mean, you make a great point. I know I've said it in the podcast before. Most of us that got in this industry to turn wrenches, we're not riders, and we don't have good grammar. And find somebody that can. And GCSA is a resource. Your wife can be a resource. Your girlfriend, whoever it is, find somebody that's better than you to write that stuff. Or you got a friend, a colleague, whatever. Find somebody else to help you out, just like you did.
Well, and when you hire people, you hire to your weakness to bring in your strengths. What you're not good, you take their strength. If you got somebody who's good at metalwork, bring them in versus, if you're not good at it.
Yeah, no, 100%. So, did we cover all the education you've been to?
I haven't.
Okay.
So
we're still rolling here.
Yeah. So with the, they put us all in like CTEM guys, which is great.
Okay.
It's a great program. I'm going to start that program right after the show. I got the books and everything. That's one thing about with Melrose, you get that free to work towards your CTEM.
Okay. Yeah.
So you get the books, and then you get unlimited tries on the test. Once you pass level 1, they get you into level 2. And then once you hit your 3 years, you get a test, and then you get your certification. So I'm starting my 2nd year. So I got some time, and I like the idea of that I get unlimited tries. And you can take each individual module. There's 8 of them individually. Right. And it's a wonderful program. And the work that you did, as well as others that are here right now.
I know JR was in there. Brack.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And it's nice to give credibility to our position that needs to be reserved or put out there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, for sure.
But the classes that I took was electric principles with, Justin
Prescott.
Yep, Prescott. And then I took JR's and Cory's class there. And then Mr. Brakes Man, Chris Whitaker.
Yep.
He said he went through all the modules and said there's nothing on brakes.
Oh,
so we taught about that, and then I went to the round table.
Okay.
And that was I skipped out on the other class, which was Kayla's. Sorry, Kayla. I took the online CTEM thing with you, and so I kind of knew what she was doing, and I figured I went to the round table instead.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's a good problem to have so much education for EMs that it overlaps. I mean, that is a good problem, but it kind of sucks.
Yeah, Chris and I got talking a topic he wants me to do next year, but I'll reserve it. I won't say what it is, but I'll reserve it.
And anybody that wants to teach a class, they'll have open proposals. You fill it out on the website. It's not too hard. If you need help, somebody at GCSAA will help you fill it out. They'll help you put your presentations together if you need help. No, that's awesome. And you're not going to need more than one try on the test.
No, I actually
you
thought
won't.
about just taking the test
Yeah.
to without even cracking the books.
Yeah.
To just like as a pre-test. And me, was it Kearns, Diana?
Yeah.
She told me sometimes people that I've got 35 years experience in the industry,
Yeah.
they've taken a test and passed out or
Yeah,
passed
Right.
some of the modules without
Yeah,
even cracking a book.
Right.
You
Yeah. And
know?
hopefully you don't pass out
No, don't
taking the
pass out.
test.
No.
But,
No.
yeah.
But no, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And
Yeah. No,
starting that process.
it's a great opportunity. And yeah. And congratulations on winning CTEM. And you added a couple people to the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I got some of
That's
the other
awesome.
Melrose guys
Yeah.
in there. Got them in. There's one other guy. He's very shy. He's kind of,
Yeah.
he didn't
that's
show up to the
fine.
ceremonies. He's like, yeah, I'm not a crowd person. I'm like, that's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's all
And,
right.
I mean, a lot of us are not crowd people, but
Yeah.
you know, I do like getting out of your comfort zone.
Mhm.
If you don't get out of your comfort zone and you stay in your hole all the time, life is not as fun.
Like doing this right now.
Yeah, like doing this right now. Exactly right.
My mouth just got drier as we're talking. No.
Yeah, yeah. I need a swig of water myself.
Yeah.
Have you been able to get around the trade show?
Yeah, I went to Toro booth right away. We got some Toro stuff coming in. I wanted to hit the engineers on the new products, the new technology. You know, figure I hear from the horse's mouth of what I'm getting and what's in it. So, and then went over to talk to Mark over at SIP and Mike.
Yeah.
There's certain people you just stand next to, you just get smarter standing next to them. And Mark is one of those guys.
Okay.
And, and it just, the way his mind thinks, I just love it. And just talking with him and about what he has to offer through SIP and stuff. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, and
That's what I like about hanging out with Roland and Brack. I mean, just when I get around them, I think I'm getting smarter.
well, I saw Roland carrying in stuff, and I was going to take a picture and put it on Twitter and like, if you don't know Roland, this is Roland.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
I talked about it the other day when I had Roland on the podcast, and I asked, what was it? What was the most valuable, or was it your favorite?
It was the most
tool?
important tool.
It was, and he said his brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roland's brain, and Roland's brain's my favorite tool too. Right now, you know.
And
Yeah.
There's times I've called him, you know, just
Oh yeah.
bouncing something off of
Yeah.
that next level type thinking. But,
Yeah.
And I went over to Ventrac booth, kind of
Okay.
showed them some pictures of things that I modified on the Tough Cut deck, and they took pictures of my pictures, and
Nice.
we'll see how that goes. And that's, you know, I used to sell Ventracs when I was in sales, and those companies are very responsive to customers and listening. So that's, that was really nice to see. And I'm being that I was in sales, I'm going around seeing guys that I used to work with
Oh, that's nice.
and all, you know,
Yeah.
the TSMs and some of the dealers that I work for
Uh-huh.
and stuff. So that's been pretty cool. Just
Yeah, that's
reconnecting.
awesome.
And that's what I like about this, all the networking. You don't get this sitting at home.
No. Yeah, and I mean, just like our little mechanic or EM seminars that we do, I mean, it's more about the networking than it is about the education.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if I can learn something, great, but learning who to call when I got this problem or that problem is better than some of the education.
Yeah. I mean, and putting it up on the WhatsApp group, instant replies. I mean, I saw you this morning. You guys are talking about something with tires. And I'm like, geez, what you guys got time for that right now?
Yeah. Yeah,
You
it
were
was working. That was awesome. That's good stuff.
But anyway, but thank you.
Yeah.
I'll get off. You
yeah.
know me, I'll take too much.
No. you don't-
TA had to cut me off yesterday. So
Oh, really?
yeah, when we were introducing ourselves, that's
yeah.
just me. And the guys in my shop, they just say, Chris, enough. And I just walk. I don't take offense.
Yeah.
I'm good.
yeah.
I get it.
No,
I get
that's
into
all right.
Nerdville pretty quick.
Why don't, I mean, we got to go an hour. So
Anybody
we
else?
got
I'll stay
another,
up here, you know.
30 minutes. No,
Yeah.
we're definitely getting Chris Whitaker up here. We're going
you
to
gotta
get
get
Brack
Whitaker.
and
Yeah.
Jordan. And yeah, what's your name back there? Sitting next to Chris. That's your boss. Okay. We'll let him
Oh,
slide. And then, your assistant. Yeah. Love to have him up here. Spray guy. Okay. Not wrenchy. Okay.
We got a local course. A spray guy just went to
Yeah.
wrenching, so you never know.
Only wrenching up here.
How quickly do you want to move up the ladder? Well, you can move up quicker on our side. Trust me, I ran that side. I was a superintendent, so I ran that side. It takes a while.
No, and it's very true.
What I love about Task Tracker is they're constantly innovating and listening to their users. They've added dozens of updates to make our job easier. One new feature is the ability to upload manuals to the equipment. All you have to do is scan the equipment QR code and you have the manual and all other information at the tip of your fingers. You can even create links to those manuals in the work orders, and it goes directly to the page that you need. Make your life a lot easier and check them out at asbtasktracker.com. Let's get back to the episode.
Yeah.
Why don't we get Whitaker up here?
Yeah.
All right.
Out of everybody I've interviewed on the podcast, I don't know how many people started like on the assistant or on the superintendent track, and then they find their way over here to the good side.
Morning, Trent.
Good morning, Chris.
How are
Glad to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. How many Canadians do we have here?
I've
I know
seen
David's here.
Dave's here. I saw
Anthony.
Nate. There's Anthony from Vancouver. We had Perry from Calgary, one of the other local places that I know and deal with.
Okay.
So yeah, the Canadians are invading.
All right. That's good. I love to have y'all down. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So officially, Chris Whitaker setting up here from nowhere other than Canada.
Calgary, Alberta,
yeah.
Canada.
Are you? Yeah. How far from Calgary are you? Are you in?
I
city?
am right in Calgary.
Right in Calgary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're probably 3 hours north of Montana, just so
Yeah.
everybody can sort of reference that.
Gotcha. I really liked it over towards Canmore.
Oh, it's a beautiful
And,
place.
Yeah, and Banff. and
Yeah,
all
that's
that.
where I met you, and it's I blame you for all the stuff that I'm getting involved with on this stuff.
Don't
with
blame me.
All the golf stuff, I blame you, and I also thank you
Oh, well,
because
that's awesome. Thank you.
it's impressive of watching you and seeing what you're doing
Okay.
and how you're helping a lot of equipment managers out there. And if you have a good example, you can follow a good path.
Oh, listen to this. Yeah, I got some cash I'll give you later.
Oh, don't
after
worry.
this is over.
I'll accept the Canadian money as well.
Okay. Do you take credit card too?
Sure.
Yeah. No, great to have you up here. Yeah, tell me about your education that you've had this week.
This week, actually, I slowed down compared to last week. I was one of the presenters, so I said, okay, let's not go crazy and try to see
Right.
everything and anything like last year.
Mhm.
But I took in the calibration for sprayers and for spreaders.
Was that Jim Nedden?
No, I think it was
No?
Jay from Mississippi. He's one of the doctors out there
Okay.
who's doing the study. And I'm weak in that area, so I need to learn a bit more. And if they're offering it here, why the heck not take it when you
for
learn
sure.
it?
Yeah.
I also took in the round table topics and stuff, and I did my break course, so I had to do a lot of studying on that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've talked about that before. It's like how much more did you learn putting the presentation together than you already knew?
Well, I've had a lot of experience doing breaks and repairing stuff, but it was one of these things where you get into a lot more finer details of what you
Mhm.
need to be able to present a well-rounded topic for a very broad spectrum of knowledge base too.
Yeah.
Because we're dealing with some people who have worked for a while, and there are some people who have zero experience on it. So
Right.
you have to sort of come up with a balance. And it was interesting to be able to see the theories of electromagnetism and the principles of the air brake system, that you need air for disengagement of some systems and air pressure for the application of some systems.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff that you definitely learn when you are going through all the material and presenting it in a manner that everyone can understand it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And I mean, that's been my experience anyway, is I usually learn more trying to put a class together than I do just, every day working.
Yeah.
This or
I
that or
was
whatever
I
it
was
is.
just happy that we had a couple guys show up.
Oh, yeah. How many did you have in the class?
Maybe 50-ish or so. I don't
50?
know.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I
that's a killer
wasn't. I was
turnout.
too busy just trying to pay attention
Yeah,
and
yeah,
try to follow
yeah.
my presentation slides instead of going
Right.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. How nervous were you?
Huge.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
it was hectic.
I mean,
First
it
time.
definitely
first time
gets
sitting
easier
in
with
front.
time.
Oh, I'm sure an old
Yeah.
pro like you is more than comfortable being on stage.
Well, you say old pro. Trying to remember, 17 was the first time? Yeah. So I ain't even been doing this 10 years.
Well, I think it was about 6 years ago when you came up to Canmore, was it?
Yeah.
Be
Yeah, it was
2018?
well, it was 19.
19, okay.
I remember that.
Yeah, and you came up and you got to
I was
experience
still pretty
snow.
nervous there too. Yeah. I'd seen snow before.
Oh,
But
you've
not
never
like what y'all
been
have.
in snow.
No. I'd never been. I'd never been in snow. Seth Sheldon giving you a hard time about that in the WhatsApp group talking about being.
Yeah, but that's it was an experience actually seeing you and seeing
No,
you
it
do
was
it.
awesome. And yeah, if you ever get a chance to go up to Calgary and Canmore, Banff National Park, this is the most beautiful scenery you'll ever see. It is so good.
Come up in July, early July, we have a stampede rodeo that is just crazy. The whole city turns into a rodeo farm.
Okay. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I was up there right before American Thanksgiving, and there's a good bit of snow on the ground, but I mean the roads were fine, all
Yeah.
that stuff. And
We didn't
Lake
have to pick
Louise
you up in a
was-
dog sleigh.
Nope.
You didn't have to stay in an igloo.
Nope, none of
Yeah.
that stuff. Lake Louise was solid ice, covered in snow, but still beautiful. And,
It's an amazing place to be.
It is. Yes.
We get all 4 seasons instead of just sun and hot.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I couldn't imagine here on Sunday, me and John Patterson rode up to Desert Mountain to see Jason Fontana, the equipment manager there. They have 7 courses. And yeah, John, he lives in Atlanta. He's at Atlanta Country Club, and he drove out here in his Miata that has an LS3 with full, race suspension, all that stuff. It's his track car, but he can drive it on the road, passes emissions, all those things. So anyway, he picked me up at the hotel. It's like 45 minutes up to Desert Mountain. It took us 30 to get there. No, I mean, he wasn't driving crazy, but really cool experience. But anyway, we get to meet Jason, and it's just amazing, the amount of equipment they have. So I think they have 4 shops for the 7 courses, and they run 3 courses out of the one shop that we went to. That's kind of their HQ headquarters, and it was just so cool. All the equipment, I think they just got in a new lease package, so I mean it was looking nice. But he runs a really well-oiled shop there, and yeah, just the amount of equipment, and you got all this brown, and then they oversee the golf course with ryegrass, and it's the pretty dark green. I mean, it's beautiful out there. But super cool experience. And this is my first time in the Southwest. So
Well, everything that I've experienced is super cool. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep enjoying it as it goes along.
have you been here before?
Not to
Southwest?
Phoenix.
Okay.
I've been down here as a kid and stuff like that, but vacationing with my parents.
Yeah.
And every time I come to one of the GCSAA shows, it's beyond what I've ever expected. So,
Okay. Yeah.
so I have very low standards, and I appreciate everything that occurs.
Yeah. No. And Chris is probably one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And yeah, I'm serious. Everybody says that. Yeah, one of the nicest people. And then that's the other thing I was wanting to say. So, I'm from the South, and a lot of people talk about Southern hospitality, and we're pretty polite, pretty hospitable, right? But you go to Canada, they got us beat by a long shot. I mean, I'm serious. Everybody I met in Canada's so nice, so polite. The exact opposite of what I met on Long Island.
Sorry, JR. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I just couldn't help myself. But no, it's not, man. I mean, I had a great time on Long Island, but the people were not as, polite. I get it. But anyway. Well, yeah, and that's the good time of the year. I didn't see the real people that drive y'all crazy. And I remember JR telling me the population on Long Island is like 10,000 ish. And then it goes to 250,000 in the summertime. And it's all 2-lane blacktop roads, 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. I'm like, how does anybody get around out here? It's just crazy. Yeah. It's nuts. I don't envy you in the summertime, but Kelly does want to come up there in the summertime, so we'll see. Yeah, yeah. Oh, she already been tapping me on the shoulder like, we got to do that. You got to talk to JR. You got to set that up. You seen anything on the trade show floor?
I've seen a lot of things.
Okay, what was some of the cool stuff?
It's everything.
Everything you
everything-
saw, you
well,
enjoyed.
Yeah, you cannot walk into a trade
Well, I
show
know.
and not
Well, I
put on the
know, yeah.
blinders and do nothing.
Yeah.
I've just seen everything. I've been seeing a lot of the ground stuff. I've been seeing bunker rigs. I've been seeing equipment from Toro, from Baroness, from John Deere, everything. It's just, you're drinking from a fire hose. There's just so much that you look at that you won't be able to pay attention to everything. But yeah, taking a look at the electric vehicles, the hybrid vehicles, how they're actually planning on how to work traction motors for their wheels, but yet they're running electric motors on the cutting reel. So there's just so much to look at. I just can't really pick out one thing, and I'll be all over the place.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff out there. And yeah, from the group, what do you think about your facility? Think about your facility. Can you charge all the stuff you need to charge if you start rolling your fleet over to electric stuff? I mean, these power companies, I don't know what what we're going to have to do. Electricians are going to be making a lot of money
Yeah,
upgrading, maintenance facilities for sure.
that's the one thing that I've been looking at. I've been looking at all these quick charge for electric passenger vehicles, and there's so much electricity going into there that we're starting to see some potential brownout areas where they're reducing electricity. So how much of a draw is electrical going to be on the rest of the power grid? So we're sort of a bit hesitant right now of going fully hybrid or electrical.
Yeah.
So we're
it
still
makes sense.
staying with petroleum product.
Well, I just don't want to get in these weeds, but California in 2024, no more gasoline engines, for small equipment. And, they're the ones that already have blackouts.
Yeah.
So how are they going to, supply that much energy now? I don't know. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But that's why I don't live in California. Well, thank you, Chris. Jordan, you want to come up here? Yeah, that Jordan. I don't think there's any other Jordans in the crowd. Come on up. So thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. As always, welcome Jordan Roth. And I'm going to lay the microphone down because he told me he could talk to a 2x4.
That's pretty true. Our assistant superintendent's in the crowd. He's laughing right now. So that's a second for the motion on that one. Thanks for having me up here, Trent.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Thought you said you weren't going to talk. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. I love it, man. And you definitely beat me in the dad joke area. You got it, man. You got it. I'll give it to you, hands down.
So no, it's nice to be here. Second time ever being to the show was with last year's Melrose group with Brian and Matt and Chris, who just got off stage. Finally got to meet up with us last year. He had some issues getting out of Canada, being with COVID, and I think he was actually sick, I believe, for 1 year. Like he couldn't make it because he had it. But so no, I was looking forward to this, kind of setting my own schedule. Like, all right, maybe a little more relaxing. I put everything in my schedule. I'm like, well, crap, it looks the same.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to make the most of it, and I'm doing it. So the feet hurt, and it's all good.
Yeah.
But no, it's a blast. It's nice to see all these faces and put names and faces together. So got to sit on a few classes. Sat in on Justin Prescott's electrical class on Tuesday morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was it?
That was good.
He's right here in the audience. Give me some feedback firsthand.
It was good.
It was.
So
no, and I'd heard other people say, good job. So thanks for doing that. And it's people like, whoever you name them, that steps up and starts, providing education. And your first time, it's going to be uncomfortable. And the second time, it's going to be uncomfortable. But, you do it 5 or 6 times and then you start getting comfortable with it. Just part of it. Yeah. What other education?
No, I was just going to say, when I talked to Justin after his presentation, I was really excited to sit in on that because I had done one similar myself in Nebraska. I was like, all right, I'm going to watch somebody else do it. And then kind of just keep evolving it. It's nice to see that. And electrical, hats off to you. That's always a fun one because it's usually everybody's most hated thing to talk about.
yeah.
Like they had a great example of how it's a long diagnosis and a quick fix. It's not like it's not the quick diagnosis and the long fix. It's the opposite. So it's the the brain teaser in the shop.
Yeah, I
that gets
never
the guy.
thought about that
So
that way, but it's always that way.
So I mean that helps me. I can tell somebody like, hey, this is gonna take a little bit, but once I got it, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be quick. So
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, very true. Yeah, because you might spend hours,
right.
troubleshooting,
Or
and you
come back a
find-
day later and
Yeah, the one little part you need to change. So
So-
it takes 5 minutes or less.
yeah.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, what other education?
I did a site tour with Foley. I believe it was Phoenix Country Club. Got to see some robotic mowers. I haven't seen those in person yet. That was pretty neat.
What's quality of cut look like on those robotic?
The quality, well, so the wheel tracks are what throws me off a little bit.
Okay.
Just
yeah.
from like that aftercut appearance we're all looking for.
Yeah.
So there's the wheel tracks there, but I mean, the quality cut looks pretty good. And it's just the weirdest thing to walk by that mower and not hear anything.
Yeah.
Like if you covered your eyes and listened real close, you might miss it.
Yeah. Yep.
So
No, that's crazy.
I think that's probably coming down the pipeline in some areas, but neat to think about.
When the equipment manager roundtable yesterday, I know John Patterson's got 5 or 6. There's another guy that had 15, 17 or something.
Yeah, from he was in the
yeah.
Kansas area.
Yeah, and I mean it's just crazy to think about. Oh yeah, and the guy that had so many said he'd never buy another rough unit. I mean that's a bold statement, I think, but
It'd be interesting to
works.
put the pencil to the paper and figure out the fuel cost savings alone, as far as how much diesel fuel we're not burning
Oh yeah.
versus
Yeah,
electricity cost. I'm not sure how that all pencils out.
Why don't and who was it? Somebody said it cost $300 a year or something. Oh, that was for the blades. Okay. And I want to say somebody had a number for the electricity, but I don't remember. Okay. Bragg
So-
was saying $380 a year for the big one, and how much for the small one? $30 a year or something. Electricity cost.
No.
I mean that's crazy to think about. Oh, it's a small amp. Yeah. Charger. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Nice.
So you seen anything on the trade show floor? You
No,
just
I
go down there.
haven't been there a whole lot. I found the food.
Okay.
Found a Philly.
All right.
The Philly was all right. So
All right. Well, yeah. So
yeah, saw
I'm getting pretty hungry. Where is the Philly?
directly behind us.
All right, directly behind us. I could probably find that. And I noticed, Justin Prescott, he's down here with his lovely wife, and he walks by and he says, "I'm going to get an ice cream sandwich," and he didn't bring me one back. So I know. I'm kidding. They asked. They said, "Do you want us to bring you one?" And I'm like, I don't know that I can be eating an ice cream sandwich on a live podcast, but the first time for
Nobody's
everything.
going to see it, Trent.
That's a good point. Nobody's going to see it. Yeah. Jordan would have a conversation with the ice cream sandwich while I was eating it. Yeah.
So no, we've got some things we want to get around and see for our facility at the booths and
Yeah.
Very-
What
various
are you looking
vendors.
forward to looking at?
I want to go spend some time with the Bernard fellas, see the Bernard
Okay.
group, and maybe talk to the Verado Cedar people. We just got one of
Yeah.
those, so I wouldn't mind
Okay.
just chatting with them a little bit, seeing if they got any advice or anything there. We haven't really got to use it a whole heck of a lot,
Yeah.
so but it's coming down the pipeline hopefully for us. And I believe it was Thatchaway system,
Yeah.
where it's like a cassette system for cutting units.
Yep.
Want to go check those guys out, see those in person. Not sure if that's an application for us or not, but looks neat.
Yeah. Y'all are bent grass?
We are bent tee to green.
Yeah. Teddy
Yep.
Green. Yeah. We run, can't even remember the name of the system, but I mean, it's a cassette system like that. And the Ultra Groomer, it looks like, it's kind of like thatching you, but the blades are super close together, like a couple millimeters apart.
Gotcha.
And that thing on Bermuda greens, it works awesome
Hmm.
for opening the canopy up. I don't know that you want to do that on mint grass,
No,
but
probably
that's,
not.
yeah, probably not. But that's a great resource that we use once a week in the growing season. I mean, it's awesome. And what was the cedar?
Verado.
Verado. I can't
Yep.
ever pronounce
Is
that.
there?
or
Yeah.
the right way. But in my travels through the Midwest and even up Northeast, I don't know how many of those I've saw.
Their
And I hear that's
subcompact
like the
model has
best.
such a great tight spacing on it. And I think that's the germination of the bedgrass seed has a lot better chance if you're doing an overseeding project
Okay. Yep.
because it's tighter.
Well, I think a lot of people are using it for fine pest view too.
Yeah.
Up that way. So yeah, awesome equipment to check out here at the show. Y'all want to wrap this thing up? Anybody else want to come up here? Yeah, Brack's got to get up here.
Well,
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jordan.
Trent. Good to
Yeah,
see you, my friend.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Brack,
Glad to be here.
proud. Yes, thank you. Well, I was trying to wrap this up, and you got something to say. What is it?
Well, you know,
I'm kidding.
I'm just glad to be here.
Tell me about your week.
Well, you know,
What was some of the best education you attended this week?
probably about 13 minutes ago, went to a booth to get some specific answers, and I can't unhear what I heard.
Oh,
I think we need the cocktail hour to start a little early.
okay. All right.
So
Is that something you can share with us
Yeah,
live
you know.
here? Or
what's that?
is that something you can share live?
Yeah, sure.
Not that we're actually
you know,
live.
just
Hopefully this will roll out in a couple of weeks.
talking to Toro engineers, just trying to find out, you know, specific ideas that they've had in their engineering and what we can augment and not. And we got bogged down in hydraulic pulsing, cutting unit torsion, different cavitations on bed knives. So it took me from a specific answer I wanted to sort of blowing my mind. It's been
Okay.
interesting.
All right.
I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll discuss it quite a bit.
Yeah. We can
But,
definitely discuss
Some
more.
very interesting talk. The engineer that I spoke with, I knew I wanted to talk to him. It's at the Toro booth. He's wearing a button-down denim shirt, jeans, work boots, and he's got a big Santa Claus beard. And I was like, that's the guy I want to talk
That's who I
to.
need to talk to.
And let me tell you, it was eye-opening to say the least.
Okay, that's
So-
awesome. Well, and I didn't know this, but I was talking to Roland McPherson the other day. I mean, here, literally the other day, because a lot of times in the South, if I say the other day, that's any time between yesterday and the day I was born, right? That's the other day. But this was this week. I was talking to Roland, and he was telling me that Toro had a patent for their blade spacing on their reels. And two of the blades would be closer together than all the others. And it was a frequency deal.
Yeah.
And, you know, and you're talking about hydraulic faults and
Yeah,
all that
we
stuff.
did talk about the patent on their bed bar, and you know they tout it as that no matter how small the reel gets, your bed knife, as long as you keep it ground, will stay within the same 2000s on your behind centerline distance.
That's
So and
really
you know we'll
impressive.
check that out.
yeah.
But
we want to measure
it's
that.
a bold statement, and if it's true, that's great.
Yeah. Very awesome. Yeah, are you going to kick me out?
2 minutes.
Is somebody else coming on here at 1:00? Wow. All right. Anything else you want to share before?
Well, I don't know about sharing, but
Yeah.
you know, it's such a great community, and I know a lot of the guys that have been through the Melrose program. You know, there's plenty of us that sort of been in this game for a little while, and you know, if you have any new and up and coming techs, or you guys really want to reach out, none of us have a problem, endeavoring to enhance this industry. So please feel free to talk to us.
Yeah, and while you're saying that, I was kind of working on a thing. Me and John Patterson were together and doing a bunch of measuring on cutting units. And out of the blue, Brack sends me an email, and he's like working on the same thing. He's going a different direction to get there than we were, but it's basically the same thing. And then we start talking, and it's over my head. Brack's got it figured out way more than I do. And I'm thinking, who can I talk to? And I'm talking to Kelly about it, and she's like, call Roland. And so I call Roland, and he's like, I've been working on this for 3 years, or whatever it is. But it's just an awesome community that we have. And I appreciate all y'all coming today. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the Real Turf Tech community and the WhatsApp group that we got going. and everybody in there jawing and chatting and solving the world's problems at your golf course maintenance facility. I love it. And thank you, Brock,
Yeah,
for
you
coming
bet.
up here.
Oh.
Yeah, appreciate it. And we'll call this a wrap because it is 1 o'clock. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. See you. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Real Turf Techs podcast. I hope you learned something today. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any topics you would like to discuss or you'd like to be a guest, find us on Twitter at Real Turf Techs. See you. Bye.